Welcome back to bennystake. I'm your girl Benny, and today I'm bringing you yet another video. But before we do, please get into this beat. Okay? You see the material we're working with. You see shoulder. You see this one right here. You know what I'm saying? It's giving all the vibes. But that's not why you guys are here. We're here to talk about why Tyler Perry refuses to do right by the people of God. You know what I'm saying? Before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. What is this? Hey.
Continue.
Before we get started, please go ahead and what are they supposed to do? Subscribe. Before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. Your girl is on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. And thank y'all so much. Y'all are getting me there every single day. We're getting closer and closer every day. And I'm almost there. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost there. But thank y'all so much. Please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. And let's go ahead and talk about Mr. Tyler D. Perry. So Tyler Perry gave us another movie called Divorce in the Black. You know what I'm saying? Did you watch the movie? Comment down below and let me know your initial thoughts if you have watched the movie. For those of you that didn't, I'm going to go ahead and tell you everything that happened so that you do not waste your good time. You know what I'm saying? The time that the Lord gave you on this earth. So that you do not waste your time and your resources. 2 hours. Okay? For Tyler Perry to go ahead and play in your face yet again. So, the first thing that happened, we have the opening scene and they're at the funeral. Now, mind you, we have Megan Good. You know what I'm saying? Megan Good is married to Dallas. Okay? Dallas, that's Tia Mowry's ex-husband, Corey. Yeah, they married in the movie. Corey named Dallas and Megan Good named Ava. The two of them go together because they married. Apparently, Dallas's brother went ahead and got his Lazarus on. That baby dead. Just like, that baby dead. You know what I'm saying? And so it opens up and we have this preacher who starts off giving like, you know, just like the regular pleasantry of like, you know, this person, you know, they live the life and glory be to God and all that stuff. And then it switches immediately to now the preacher getting mad at the people talking about how, oh, this baby finna go to hell because he ain't lived right. And so when that happens, the mama to the dead baby, the baby who done got his Lazarus on, the mama get mad like, what you mean you gonna talk about my baby like that? It's always y'all in these churches that be doing the most, y'all be disrespecting my baby and disrespecting my family. So now mind you, they in church, okay? The house of the Son of God. The house of the living God. The preacher going back and forth with the mama whose baby done dead. And apparently the preacher, that's Ava's daddy. Okay? The preacher, that's Ava's daddy. Okay? And Ava done married Dallas. And apparently Dallas's family, the Bertrands, they don't do good by their community. They thugs. They the criminals. You know what I'm saying? They're just not good people. They're just bad. Just bad people. Ava was like, oh, let's give your brother proper burial. And so they decided to do it at the church. But then her daddy came around and really got mad, talking about how that baby gonna go to hell. In the funeral, now they're arguing. And then they're going back and forth. The mama is like, what you mean? You're not gonna talk about my baby like that. Mind you, meantime, she wearing a muumuu. You know what I'm saying? That baby has something that resembles a muumuu. They go back and forth, the preacher talking about how her baby gonna go to hell, and then they're all looking at Ava like, it's you, you're the problem. You told us your father was gonna be respectful to my baby and he wasn't. So now they arguing, y'all. It's an argument that don't make no sense in the house of the living God. Okay? Sweet black Jesus looking at them like, what is going on? Why are y'all arguing in my house? Okay? Why are y'all arguing in my house? Nobody explains that part. And so now the mama gets so mad, talk about, you know what? Get that baby up out of the casket. And I'm like, hold on. Tyler, this is not realistic. Let me tell you something. One thing the church is going to do, at the very least, they're going to pretend. I've been in church. The church is going to pretend about some things. You know, they're going to be cordial. They're going to give a cute little word. They may throw some subs in there, but the preacher is not gonna go off on the pulpit, even if that's his daughter. It's just not realistic. Who thought of that? Tyler Perry, because Tyler Perry gonna write, edit, direct, co-produce, do the wigs, you know what I'm saying, sets design, all the installation, hair and makeup. He gonna do the nails. Everything Tyler Perry gonna do because he refuses to acknowledge that other people have talents that can help make his movies better, that can help actually highlight all of the beautiful things about our community. So now the mama is like, get the baby up out of the casket. And I'm like, hold on. That baby's getting his Lazarus on. Everybody's like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Mama is yelling, cussing out the pastor. The pastor is yelling, cussing out the mama. And then the first lady gonna be like, you're not gonna disrespect my husband. And now the mama, Dallas mama, who the baby done got the Lazarus on, Dallas mama gonna start taking off her wig. She taking off her shirt. So it's like titties everywhere. You know, not full titties, but like half titties. And I'm like, this is all happening in the house of the living God because Tyler Perry was writing, co-directing, producing, editing, doing sound design, hair and makeup, and then the sets, and then the translations, and even did the voiceovers. Everything. Tyler Perry did that by himself. So now the mama is like, Patron boys, go ahead and pick up your brother. So they go try to get the casket. He's like, no, leave the casket. She like, leave the casket because if you take the casket, they're going to talk about it and did some things for us. We're going to take our baby, get that baby up out of the casket. And all of them are like, yo, mom, like, and she yells, I said, go ahead and get my baby up out the casket. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. They go ahead and pick up the baby up out the casket. This is a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? In the casket, now they're taking him out. Tyler Perry, what? What life have you lived? Like, what life have you lived that makes you come up with that? Where are you drawing up your inspiration, sir? So the boys goes ahead, they pick up the baby up out of the casket. Now, mind you, this baby supposed to be dead, okay? This baby supposed to get his Lazarus on, you know, and Jesus not coming to wake that baby up. So this baby supposed to really be getting his Lazarus on. Tell me why the brothers pick him up and they getting him out. If you dead, you know what I'm saying, your head gonna be like this. Because you cannot subconsciously support your head and do this. Tell me why that baby, as they're dragging him out, you can literally see on the side, his head is like this. Nobody's supporting his neck. He's supporting his neck by himself. You know why? Because that was the direction that Tyler Perry done did. That was the direction that Tyler Perry done gave. And because he wants to be the only eyes, the one and only eyes, one and only ears of everything. So you have somebody that's supposed to be dead. They're carrying him up out of the casket by his brothers. And instead of his head to just like lay like this, like naturally. Because if you're not aware, you're not saying your body you're not finna hold stiff and hold yourself up. But you had that baby that's like, Tyler, get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. So now everybody leaves and now we have Ava who's coming back talking to her parents. Remember, the preacher is her dad. And then they just gonna start talking about track. The daddy gonna say, we raised you better than that, remember? You know what I'm saying? The daddy was trying to get his Clay on. You know Clay's daddy from Love is Blind, how he done gave us a speech of how all his life he had to run because track is life. That's the speech that preacher daddy was out here giving to his daughter Ava. When you used to run truck, you know what I'm saying? There was a time when you ain't knew the finish line, but the finish line was already finished because you already knew the finish line was finished. How come you cannot lead this man? And I'm like, what? Who is writing this? It just was not realistic. It was not realistic. And so we have Ava, the daughter, who's like, first of all, I'm trying to be like you and moms because y'all stuck it through. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been married for a second and y'all said marriage is for better or for worse. So I'm trying to stick it out because people be giving up on marriage. And I ain't trying to leave my marriage. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stick beside him. Y'all don't know him like I do. This, that, and the third. She said she gonna go back to her boo, Dallas. And the daddy's like, after everything they just did, they done carry their brother up out the casket. Okay? So then she's like, she's finna leave. Before she leaves, then we get introduced to her best friend. I think her name is Nola. And then Jimmy. Nola and Jimmy are married. So then Nola is like, yo, girl, lead that man, lead that man, lead that man. And she's like, no, I'm going to stick beside him. I'm going to go see him. Y'all go ahead. I'm good. I'm going to go back to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? My Dallas who don't live in Dallas. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my main Dallas. So then she going to go. Next thing we know, we see the veteran boy. So Dallas and he has like 3 brothers, I think. So we see them, now they're going ahead and burying, their brother that was out here being carried out of the church, you know what I'm saying, with a stiff neck. You know what I'm saying? Stiff west, stiff there, my brother. You're supposed to be like this. If you there, you're supposed to be like this. But no, that baby was like, relax the neck. But because Tyler Perry gonna co-produce, direct, execute, write, edit, lighting, hair and makeup, nails, wardrobe, he gonna do that by himself. That's what you end up with. Certain things just get overlooked. So now the next scene, she over there, she like, Dallas, can we talk? And then the brothers are just cussing her out, unannounced. No reason. It has been established that this is a bad family that don't nobody want to deal with. But why are they bad? What is their story? Tyler, can you develop your characters to the point where they have nuance? Where the plot is explained to the people of God so that we know what's going on? Nothing. They're just bad people. Why are they bad? Don't nobody know. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're watching a Tyler Perry movie, that's a puzzle. That's a 1,000-piece puzzle that you got to sit over here calculating, trying to figure out like, okay, so this had happened. Why? Don't nobody going to answer. You got to sit over here, be calculating, carrying the one over to figure out and make sense of the mess that's happening. But one thing he going to give you violence. He going to give you abuse. He gonna give you family trauma. That is not explained, but you just gonna see the ramification of the family trauma. So now Ava is like, asking the brothers, where's Dallas? And they cussing out like, what's wrong with you? The mama is yelling at her. It's just a mess for no reason. Now we get to hear from Dallas's perspective, now talking about, oh, you never accept me, you never love me for who I am, you always trying to change me, you always trying to do something, leave me alone, get out of this car before I drag you out, and you know I would. And I'm like, okay, so now you're introducing to us that this baby be giving Ava her kung fu on. That baby leaves. She leaves, and then later on, she get a call from one of the sheriffs, and the sheriffs are letting her know that the veteran boys are here again at the bar. Because with Tyler Perry, you're going to get you some trauma, you're going to get you some abuse, you're going to get your alcoholism within the black. Now, am I saying that black people do not experience that? I'm not saying that at all. Black people, like every other people in the world, we go through some things. But is that the only thing that we be having? Tyler, when Issa Rae was writing Insecure for the people of God, did you not see the nuance? The nuance of their characters. The characters were flawed, but you also saw their humanity. You also saw their talents. You also saw their shortcomings. You saw their joy. You saw their, their culture. You saw all that stuff. But with Tyler, we're going to be violent. We're going to be alcoholics. We're going to have trauma. We're going to get our ass beat. In every Tyler Perry movie, if you is a woman, trust and believe, you're going to get your kung fu on. So then they call Ava. Ava comes to the bar, and then she gets in. She's like, Dallas, we gotta leave. Dallas, we gotta go home. And then they all yell at her. She's like, okay, fine. She gonna come outside. The brother's like, okay, I'm gonna bring him outside. So they go outside. As she's going outside first, now we're introduced to light-skinned savior nigga who is Benji, the other potential that's supposed to rescue her from the abuse and the things that she be going through with Dallas that's now in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So then she's standing there talking to this man, and then we find out that apparently they done beat up this man. The veteran boys, Dallas and his brothers, done beat up this man when they were in high school, when they were like 17 years old. They done beat him up and put him in a coma, but then he survived, and then now they were afraid of him. Everything was narrated awkwardly. So they run into each other. Typically when you run into somebody, it could be awkward, it could be a little bit more like off. They run into each other, hey, oh my God, so good to see you. The last time I saw you, the veteran boys beat me up. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. What kind of encounters, is it possible? Sure. But a well-scripted script would give nuance as to how we would come to find that information out. Everything is being narrated in a point that it doesn't even make sense. The placement of the narration doesn't even make sense, because you know why? Tyler Perry cannot write. What he can do well is put on that wig and give us Madea. Okay? Okay? Madea been fighting for her virginity. Tyler Perry can give us Madea. As Madea, he's believable. He cannot write. You cannot write, and it's okay. It is okay for you to go ahead and hire other people that's going to help you with the script. So now she's chit-chatting, and of course, the veteran brothers, the veteran boys, Dallas and his brothers, they come out, and then they see them like, oh, did we not beat you 17 years ago? Here you are again? Who talks like that? Now they're cussing him out, and the fight breaks out. Now they fighting, and then the owner of the bar comes, I think shoots a gun, and it's like, I will not have it. Oh yeah, get out of here. So then, before they try to get out of there, Dallas is like, I'm finna drive. Ava's like, you're not gonna drive. And then the brother's like, Dallas, you cannot drive. And then Dallas is like, I'm finna drive, I'm a man. And then the brother starts beating up on Dallas. And I'm like, hold on. So now the brother beats up Dallas, and then Dallas gets in the car finally, and then lets Ava drive. They drive off. Next thing we know, they're waking up, or well, Ava is waking up. You know what I'm saying? She done woke up from her slumber, you know, and when she wakes up, she sees Dallas sitting by the toilet, and so she gets up to go hug him, and he's like, I'll never be good enough. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so broken. I'll never be good enough. She made me do it. She made me do it. I killed him. And then she like, who? I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm like, who? Who did you kill? We don't find that out. She hugs him. They go to bed, and then the next morning they wake up. He's just being rude to her, and then she's like, can we talk about what happened last night? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was drunk. Slams the door, leaves. Now she leaves. She goes to work with her best friend. Her and her best friend were supposed to carpool together. Now, mind you, this is all happening the second day after the funeral, when the brother was carried up out of the casket with his stiff neck, okay, and then they done buried him by the veteran boys in their home, in their little shed home. This is the next day, okay? All of this has happened in one night, okay? All of this has happened in one night. You know why? Because this entire movie script was written in one night by Tyler Perry himself, the writer, editor, producer, co-producer, director, hair and makeup, salon services, technicians, wardrobe, foundations and the foundationals, microphone hook. He be microwaving some things for the cast. He be cooking. He the chef on the set. Okay? When they be eating on the set, Tyler Perry makes sure that he cooked that food by himself. Okay? In one night. In one night, we had 75 different happenings, none of which made any sense, none of which actually allowed us to understand the characters. What makes them act the way that they act? Why is Ava with this man? You have to establish that. That whole scene at the church with the daddy talking about, well, when you were running track, the finish line was not finished, but then when you came, you don't finish the finish line, because with God, everything that is started can be finished, but you also finished the finish line, and I remember you was happy because you saw the finish line, and this not you. What the heck does that tell us about Ava? It tells us about the finish line and track, but what does that tell us about Ava? Absolutely nothing. What is her motivation? What is the source of her low self-esteem? Where is that coming from? No. Why is Dallas like this? Why is his mother like this? Why is his brother like this? And realistically speaking, even the meanest of people, they have good moments. Nobody is just mean all the time. Nobody is just kind all the time. There are nuances. Nuances. And a good writer will let you know, like, okay, this person may be a villain, but you can at least understand the villain origin story. You understand the nuances of their humanity. You see all that. You don't get that with Tyler at all. The Bertrand boys are just angry, loud, the doggone time. And I don't know why. Dallas, every time you saw him, that baby was yelling. I'm talking about the pitch of his voice. I don't know why he was directed to talk at that level of a pitch. And I'm like, what is going on? You could swear he swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed up? You could swear he swallowed a white woman inside of his mouth. Right here. Susan B. Anthony, right here. I'm talking about the pitch was so loud. Who talks like that? Ava, you've been hurting my feelings the whole time. Get out of this car, Ava. You know I would drag you while you know I would do it. What? Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. So now the best friend and Ava are in the car. Nola and Ava, they're in the car. And even their history as best friend, it is just narrated to us in a way that doesn't make any sense. In the car, mind you, this girl is going through everything that she's going through in her relationship. She just lost her brother-in-law who was carried up out of the church, out of the casket with a stiff neck like this. And so then we have Nola in the car who's just kind of like, girl, you and I, we've been best friends since we was younger. Remember the cat? You had that cat and you wouldn't let go of the cat because that's what you do. You rescue people, you do all of that stuff. I'm your best friend and you know that, but sorry, I'm not going to talk about it. Girl, we've been best friends all our lives. Is there no other way for you to establish that these people have been best friends all their lives without that awkward conversation that they had in the car? Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Literally, beautiful gowns. That's all I can give to this movie. Beautiful gowns. Tyler, you ate down on the gowns. Because I know that you're the one that did costume and wardrobe. Beautiful gowns. And the wigs have gotten better. The wigs ate down. Everybody looked cute. Beautiful gowns. The writing, my God. So then, she leaves work, she goes back home, and Dallas is there. Apparently, they're supposed to have dinner with the best friend, her husband, and Dallas and her. So she comes back in the house, she says like, oh, I'm going to go upstairs to change. And then, just like that, Dallas leaves. Dallas decides to leave her. She goes upstairs changing, she's coming down. Dallas leaves. Now Dallas leaves, he goes straight to the restaurant, by himself, leaving his wife. And so when he gets to the restaurant, the best friend is like, what the heck? Eva's best friend is like, what the heck? Like, where is Eva at? And he was like, I don't know. Give me some whiskey. And now he's yelling at everybody at the restaurant for no reason. Is something mentally okay with him? We don't know. We don't know. And Tyler Perry don't know either. But the movie is on my screen. Okay? He don't know what's wrong with his characters. We don't know what's wrong with his characters. But the movie is on my screen, where these characters are acting on my screen, and they don't know what they're acting. Every time you turn to Dallas, I'm sick of this shit. What shit are you sick of? Why are you sick of the shit? Why? I'm sick of this shit. Because he got to talk like he done swallowed up a white woman. Susan B. Anthony herself. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. Give me a drink. Give me a drink. I'm sick of this shit. Shit. He coming down the stairs. Shit. We don't know why. What is going on, sir? Tyler Perry don't know either. So they're at the restaurant, the best friend get mad, goes outside calling Ava, and then Ava pulls up in an Uber. She's like, don't worry about it. I'm not even, I'm not angry about it. You don't need to be angry for me. Let's just let it go. I'm here to have a good time. She walks inside, sit next to Dallas, and they're trying to order. Dallas gets mad and is yelling, announcing to the entire restaurant, okay, that he wants to go ahead and get him a divorce. Dallas gonna announce to her, the best friend, and her husband, and the entire restaurant where the people of God were trying to get their mac and cheese, okay, and their chicken Alfredo, and their pizza, and the little cobblers, and the little creme brulees. When the people of God were trying to eat, Dallas yelled at them in a high-pitched voice, I want a divorce. If I'm sick of this shit, I want a divorce. I'm sick of this shit. You don't respect me. Give me my drink. I want a divorce. We need to schedule a deliverance. It might be time for you to walk through a deliverance. Tyler, it might be time for you to take a break, okay? During your 24-hour day that you be directing, producing, writing, co-editing, pre-editing, doing the nails, and then the technicians and the sets, you need to give us at least an hour of your day and stop doing all that for you to walk through a deliverance service. You know? At this point, we gotta lay hands on you. In prayer. In prayer. Okay? I need the saints to gather around of all the tongues. I need the saints in China, in Bangladesh, in Yemen, okay? In Africa, the angels of Africa right now. What did Paulo White tell ya? Angels of Africa right now. Angels of Africa right now. Come. Angels of Africa, come. Tyler Perry needs to walk through a deliverance service. Angels of Africa right now. Angels of Africa right now. Angels of Africa, come right now. Our good brother needs to walk through a deliverance service. Somebody got to explain this to me. This is spiritual. At this point, it ain't trauma that you could talk to a therapist about. We need to lay hands at you in prayer. Angels of Africa right now. Santo Dios. The Mexicans. Iglesias de Dios. People of Iglesias de Dios. We need to come over here and Santo Dios and Santo Maria this baby. Prayer and supplications. We're going to pray and supplicate some things for our good brother Tyler D. Perry so that he can be broken free from the spirit of writing, editing, co-editing, doing the nails, the tech designs, the sign and the signage, the production and the co-producing, the wardrobe and the set design, the cameraman and the camera crew. He has to be delivered from that spirit. Angels of Africa right now. So now they get home, the best friend is like, oh, I'm finna stay with you. She like, no, don't stay with me. I'm fine. I just need a second. I just need a second to process this. Tell me why the best friend gonna pull out a paper, like a little letter in her bag, right? And then she gonna be like, I've had this for a while. I was telling Jim. Jim is her husband, that I wanted to give it to you by the funeral. And then he was like, you know, just like hold off to it. But I wanted to give it to you now. And so Ava picks up the little letter and she's like, what is this? What that baby gonna say? I done wrote down everything this man done did to you ever since y'all got married. And I'm like, pause. Hey. Okay? As soon as Tyler is finished walking his deliverance service, the best friend has to stand and walk through her own deliverance service. What you mean you wrote down every nasty thing that your best friend's husband done did to her? What you mean? Now I love my friends. You know what I'm saying? And my memory, I use it to remember the things that their partners may or may not have done for them, to them, for them, around them, and all of the things. What I have never done, and what nobody in this entire world has ever done, was pick up a pen, you know what I'm saying? Get that essay writing on, introduction. Right now, introduction. My best friend's boo done did this. My best friend, nobody in the history of forever, okay? Even in the Game of Thrones, where a lot of things be happening that should not be happening and people be tootsie rolling and doing some things that don't be making no sense. Even then, and nobody ever got their essay writing on, okay? And nobody ever got their Sojourner Truth on, reporting and writing and keeping tracks in the records and the data point entry of all the wrongdoings that their husband's friend, their friend's husband done did to their friend. Where did that inspiration come to you, Tyler? Where did that come from for you? Where? And she gonna be like, here, I wrote everything down that he done did to you, and then here for you to have it. And she was like, Ava's like, no, I remember because I lived it. And she was like, no, it's another thing for you to go ahead and live it, but it's another thing to read it out loud. What? Like, what? Comment down below, is that believable? Are y'all that manic? Are you people that crazy? So removed from your own life that you're going to go ahead and pick up a pen and get your Sojourner Truth on, writing about the heartbreaks that your friend chooses to be in. So then the best friend leaves, okay? Leaves her with the letter. They show her grabbing the letter, and then she goes. Next scene, we see her. She's at her parents' house, and then her daddy coming in talking about, oh, your mama done told me that she heard you coming in last night. And I'm like, pause. Even that's not believable. She been with Dallas since she was 17. You mean to tell me for 17 and some change years, y'all have never changed your locks? That baby still had the key to your house that she could let herself inside the house? You mean to tell me that's believable? Comment down below. Somebody had to have let that baby inside the house. It was in the middle of the night that she came back to her parents' house, but everybody just heard her come in. Nobody let her in. Nobody saw her. And y'all just assumed that it was Ava. Ava who don't live with you because she be living with Dallas that don't be in Dallas, and she's married to Dallas that don't be living in Dallas, and they told them been together for years. Y'all didn't just be like, oh, wait a minute, somebody's at our door, we're hearing something. Y'all just slept through. And the mama just knew telepathically. You know the things the twins be having, where they be having twin telepathy? So the mama just knew that that was Ava. Tyler, I know you got a lot of things that you already are. Please add for real. We know you're a producer, you're a writer, you're a director, you're a nail tech, you're a wardrobe coordinator. Okay, you the microphone, you the camera that be shooting the movie. You are everything and then some. But on that list, okay, on that list, please add for real. Because you need to be for real. You need to be for real. So then she crying. And then she crying. The mama is out here just like giving her hugs. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be okay. We're here for you. The daddy come. We're here for you. We love you. Next scene, the best friend is calling her talking about, oh, you know, I made sure that you get some days off of work. You know what I'm saying? Take a week. And she's like, thank you so much. Next scene, we see her running. And as she running, they show like a little montage of her and Dallas laughing. You know, they're doing a little bit of a dance. You know, and I'm just kind of like, what is that supposed to do? Is that supposed to let us know that they had happy times? In the car with the best friend, we done found out that baby was beating up on Ava. Because in the Tyler Perry movie, somebody gonna get their edges beat all the way back to Yemen. A black woman gonna get their ass beat every single time in a Tyler Perry movie. But then we have a random montage of them dancing and do this show right here. And that's supposed to give us what? So she done ran and then she comes home only to find her mama crying. And her mama crying because she done found the letter that the best friend done wrote. Okay? The entry, the heartache and the painful entry that the best friend done put together to let Ava know that Dallas wasn't shit. So now the mama's reading that, the mama crying. When the mama crying, she come back and then the mama is like, I'm so sorry. It's because I didn't tell you that I was proud of you. I was so busy at the church, but I should have been there for you and told you how proud I was of you. I was always there. I loved you. I meant for you to be a good wife, but I didn't mean for you to endure this. And then like they hug, they have a sweet motherly moment or whatever the case is. Now the daddy gonna come in and then it's all like he, ha, ha, ha. And then she gonna call the best friend and be like, hey, my mama just saw the letter. Did you tell her about the letter? And the best friend gonna be like, no, I didn't tell her about the letter. And then I'm like, pause. Did you not just carry the letter from your house to your parents' house that you simultaneously had the key to, even though it's been 17 and some change years since the last time you've been inside of that house? And then somehow they didn't assume that it was you, Ava, that came into their house in the middle of the night. When you did all that, did you not grab the letter? Did the mama go into your room and start reading the letter? Now, black mamas, what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, open your mail. If your mail come, at least with my mama, when my mail came, she'd be like, you got mail. And then I go look at them like, the mail is open. It's like, yeah. That wasn't a possibility for you. You had to call your best friend to confirm as to whether it's your best friend that done told her. Never mind, you carried the letter that your best friend made when you left your house to come into your parents' house in the middle of the night with no key, but simultaneously they knew that it was you. Tyler. Angels of Africa right now. Angels of Africa right now. Rebuke, release, 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 release. Come out of there in the name of Jesus. Come out of there in the name of Jesus. Tyler, Angels of Africa right now. Angels of Africa right now. What? What? Please locate the sense. Please calculate for the sense. Tyler, what is going on? So then we have a couple loops, and then the daddy tells her on one scene that, oh, they're going to go to the store. When they go to the store, now we see light-skilled Benji save a nigga, who's also at the store because the daddy now trying to hook up, you know, his daughter to light-skinned Benji save a nigga, even though it's been 3 minutes since the last time her daughter done came into their house from her divorce to her Dallas, who don't be living in Dallas. But then the daddy not trying to hook up and match make her daughter. It's only been 3 minutes. Okay? It's been 3 minutes and a half. Okay? I done put my laundry in the laundry machine. It didn't even dry. Now Ava's preacher daddy gonna try to hook up her daughter Ava to light-skinned nigga Benji Savior, who gonna come over here and save her life, because in the Tyler Perry movie, that's what you get. The timeline don't got to make any sense. So they at the store and Ava's like, oh my gosh, like, Daddy, did my daddy put you up to it? She walks away. I'm not interested that she walks away. They get home. Now they sitting home. The daddy said we're going to watch a movie. So as they watching a movie, kind of find out the movie is all of the little play sets and the little footage of when Ava was younger. You know, we see a footage of her running track, because you know the daddy done give us a speech about the track and the finish line. Okay, so we got that speech, and then we see her like graduating prom, and then we see her at the wedding with Dallas, and even at the wedding with Dallas's mama in her muumuu, okay, was out there embarrassing her family, and all of the people of God done yanked the flower from Ava, done yelled at his son, and the wedding was just like a mess. And I'm like, what kind of black people do you be around that's how we act? Now weddings be having, there could be a little bit of a mess, but there is decorum. Okay? How believable is it for this woman to have so much hatred for Ava, who has done nothing and a half to her? I'm talking about nothing and a half. Don't nobody know why this woman is so mean to Ava. She don't know why she mean to Ava, because Tyler Perry did not tell her why she needs to be mean to Ava. And Tyler Perry did not tell her that she needs to be mean to Ava because he himself don't know why that baby is angry and mean to Ava. Don't nobody know, but the movie is on my screen. And now we're sitting over here having to calculate, carry over the one to make sense of a movie that Tyler Perry wrote, executed, produced, co-directed, did the nail tech, promoted, did the wardrobe and the lashes, and then provided the food on the set, all within 3 hours. Angels of Africa right now, okay? Angels of Africa right now. So then they're gonna watch that movie, and there's parts of her smiling, and then as soon as Dallas comes in the picture at their wedding, there's like footage of her not smiling, and then there's a footage of her sitting outside of the church not smiling, and then the daddy gonna come up here with a speech, we raised you better, remember the joy you had, and then when you done met with Dallas done sucked, Dallas done vacuum all the joy up out of your life. We don't know why. You don't know why. Dallas don't know why. His mama don't know why. Tyler Perry don't know why. Don't nobody know why. But the movie is on my screen. And so now she crying. She getting her little meltdown. And that's supposed to be the moment where this baby has an epiphany. Because the daddy done showed her video footage of when she was smiling before Dallas. And then when Dallas came, she done stopped smiling. To essentially motivate her to go ahead and end these things. They hug, and she done told them she loved her parents, everything is great, and then they decide to go to like a fair, this like a little fair that they went to. And at the fair, we get to see light-skinned Benji Seveniga, who's also there, you know what I'm saying, with his daughter. And so she's walking around, she talking to Benji, and she like, Benji, you know what I'm saying, like, let's go take a little stroll. Do you have time? Let's take a little stroll. And so there, Benji now, who's also been divorced, we don't know the nature of his divorce. We don't know if his wife was beating him up, because with Tyler Perry, somebody gonna get their kung fu on. So we don't know what that ended, but they got a daughter together, and the three of them. So Benji, his daughter, okay, and Ava walk away, and they walking. Next scene we see is the back of a truck with a blanket, and it's only Ava and Benji, light-skinned Seveniga. Where is the daughter? Please solve for the daughter. Please locate The daughter. Where is the daughter? Where is the daughter? The daddy don't know. Ava don't know. Tyler Perry don't know. I don't know. Don't nobody know, but the movie is on my screen. Okay? So then they're in the car, they're talking. The conversation is so unnatural. Now they take us back to 17 years ago. You know, she gonna talk about how like I've only been with Dallas in my whole life. Like I'm not ready. Like I'm just, you know, you're just I don't even know. The conversation was so inauthentic. It was so random. It was so cliche. And this man is like, you know, I've been divorced, and it's like these things are hard. It takes time. This, that, and the third. And they got that bourbon, and you know, and just random. And so out of nowhere, we had Ava, who was so adamant talking about how she not ready. She don't want to have nothing to do with Benji, light skin, seven nigga. Now all of a sudden, she like, oh, I want you to make love to me. Pause. Timeline. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Jenga. Lay the foundation. Connect the pieces. Connect four. Explain to us how she went from this girl, naive, fragile, very passive, taking all of the nonsense, now ready to link up with this man. Because up until that point, they had like two encounters. There's another encounter at the church where this Benji person, he's still trying to hit on her. She still says no. The only different thing that happened was that movie where the daddy was showing her how she used to smile before Dallas and then stop smiling post Dallas, who don't actually be living in Dallas and whose family is a menace to the entire society, to the entire town. That's the only thing that has happened. Okay? That's the only thing that has happened. And you mean to tell me overnight, this woman went from this completely to this? When now she's asking this man to go ahead and sleep with her? What happened to anxiety of because Dallas done told her that she gonna have that 40-year-old pussy? What happened to that anxiety? You mean to tell me that movie did it all? So then light-skinned Benji 7 nigga gonna say no because you're not saying like, you know, I love you like that. I don't wanna mess things up. I wanna be the only person on your mind. This, that, and the third. You know, I want to be respectful, all that stuff. The daughter is still nowhere to be found. Who has the daughter? Maybe I missed it. Comment down below. Where is the daughter? Where did the daughter go? Don't nobody know, including Ty. Okay? So now, next thing we know, this baby done started a fire on the side. Okay? And then Ava is in the back of the truck. She done fallen asleep, I guess, from the night before where they did not have no sex. He ain't crossed no vaginal canal because, you know, he done said she wasn't ready and he wants to make sure that when they go ahead and cross the canal and reach the promised land, that they're going to the promised land together and that Dallas, that don't be living in Dallas, is not on her mind, right? That's all that happened down there. But somehow, that baby done fallen asleep with high heel boots. Stiletto high heel boots. That's how Ava fell asleep. In the back of the truck of Benji Save a Nigga, okay? Light-skinned Benji Save a Nigga. Now, he not that light-skinned. He not like BBL Drizzy light-skinned, but he's still light-skinned compared to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Because with the Tyler Perry movie, that's what you're going to get. A dark-skinned man, a little bit of a darker complexion of a man who's going to be abusive, then you're going to have a light-skinned Save a Nigga. Shamar Moore. We all know the movies, okay? We all know the movies that's going to come and save the black women who've had enough, okay? So now she's sleeping in the back of his truck with stiletto boots. You mean to tell me, realistically speaking, that sis couldn't take off her boots? Sis couldn't take off her boots. So then we leave the fair. He gonna go ahead and drop her home. When he drops her home, all of a sudden she's ready to go back to work. All this is happening, I don't know, in the span of like maybe a week. It's not been said otherwise, because the last time we got a timeline was when the friend done called her, talk about, oh, you know, I'm gonna get you a week off of work so that you can take time to process. Within that week, we've had an entire epiphany where this woman is now just like complete opposite. Don't make sense to nobody, including Tyler Perry, but the movie's on my screen. Okay? On Prime. And I ain't had no Prime. I had to go ahead and pay the $7 a month for Prime. And before y'all say, well, why are black people still watching his movies? Because there are also black actors who are acting in his movies. At least for their sake. At least for their sake. It matters for them. And Megan, in an interview, she said that Tyler's the only person who's ever paid her her worth. He has the money, he has the resources, and he's willing to pay these actors some money for his films. Can you just release the grip, the shackles of having to do things by yourself, and just hire some writers? Let the story process a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. But it's unfortunate because now I'm looking at these actors and I'm like, it's so bad. The acting is bad. And it is bad because of the script, because of the rushing of things, because of the inconsistencies, even in the direction. It's giving microwave movies. Drive-through, in and out. Nothing is marinating. Let the things marinate, Tyler. Let some people come in, writer's room, write some things. Let people review it, make critiques, feedbacks, perfect the story. So many inconsistencies. So now you got a good sis over here sleeping with boots, and then the next day she decides to go back to work, and then when she's at work, apparently Dallas done got a picture of her at the fair with, you know, light-skinned Bnbluxeevents. And then now Benji gonna be mad, not Benji, Dallas that don't be living in Dallas gonna be mad at Benji. And then next thing you know, they're supposed to be at this divorce filing where she's supposed to sign the papers. The best friend is telling her, hey, let's get a lawyer. She's gonna be like, no, I've read everything, I don't want nothing, I just want to get the hell up out of here, I'm gonna just sign the papers. The best friend like, please, let's get a lawyer. No, she don't want to get no lawyer, no nothing, because she don't want to deal with Dallas no more. This is in a span of a week. I've never experienced DV. I've seen people who've experienced DV, very close and personal to me. And when I tell you, survivors of DV, it takes them a second. Survivors of people who've been in abusive relationships, it takes them a second. It takes them a second. They don't just flip like that. They don't. I watched a series on Netflix. It's called The Maid, or like Maid or something like that. And one of the lines I'll never forget, one of the people said that it literally takes survivors at least 9 times to try to leave an abusive relationship before they officially leave it. Because abusive relationship, it does something to your mind. It does something to your self-esteem. It does something to like your subconscious. That series was so well done. So well done. I encourage you to check it out. So well done that the way the characters were developed. So then Ava comes in with her best friend because she don't refuse to get a lawyer. Dallas had, you know, his own lawyer sitting there, this little white man that was sitting there. And then so they're telling her, hey girl, like, go ahead, where's your lawyer? She's gonna say, no, I don't wanna read nothing. I've already read it. I just wanna sign and be done with it. Everybody gonna be like, girl, at least read it over, let's see. She said, no, I just wanna sign. And for a second there, is it just me, or did y'all notice that the way the best friend Jimmy and Dallas were looking, it looked as though there was something going on there. Their eye contact was just like a little bit more off. And I was like, what's going on? So next, they're driving back. And while she was signing the divorce papers, you can tell that her demeanor starts to change. Almost like she's now ready to start speak up for herself. This is all happening overnight, y'all. This has not been that long. Again, unrealistic. Comment down below and let me know, but this to me was unrealistic. Even real life, it doesn't operate like that. It takes people a second to process. It takes people a second to process. And even when you're grieving something, there are stages to it. People typically start with anger. Then they go to denial. Then they go through so many different stages. All of those were skipped. She was crying, and then she grew a pair of balls, and then her spine was suddenly straight. Cool. So now they're driving back home. The best friend is the one that's driving, and the best friend is like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go ahead and go inside the house. She's like, no, I'm tired. I'm trying to go home. The best friend is like, come on, just for 10 minutes. Come inside the house. But before they come inside the house, the best friend is like, okay, here's a gummy. Take a gummy. There was no pause, no nothing. She takes the gummy. They walk inside the house, and all of a sudden, there's a party. A party that she done walked into because her best friend done threw her a party on some, like, to celebrate the divorce. There at the party, light-skinned Benji Seveniga is also there, and the two of them are dancing, and I feel like the gummy done did something. Our good sis is loose. She having herself a good time, and of course, Dallas, don't be in Dallas, comes outside. Somebody gonna call the best friend who's inside the house with her husband and everybody that's partying, and they gonna let her know that, you know, Dallas is outside. And then she gonna call her husband, Jimmy, Dallas is outside, go get him, go handle him. All Jimmy did in this entire movie was go handle Dallas. And his handling of Dallas was like, yo, bro, you need to chill. Yo, bro, you need to chill. He would leave his job. He would leave whatever he was doing to come out. Yo, bro, you need to chill. That's all he did. That's all he added to that movie. Dallas is mad. You know, he all angry, doing all that stuff. And then he drives away and he's cussing out the best friend. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit, because he's always sick of something. Always sick of something. When he drives off, now we see the next scene. Ava is driven back home with light-skinned Benji Seveniga. And so now they're inside the house, and she like, you know, if you want to stay the night, we don't got to do nothing. You could just stay the night. I have an extra pair of bedroom. I have another spare bedroom that you can stay at overnight. And the dude gonna be like, nah, I don't think you understand. If I'm trying to be in this house, I want some drawers. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna cross the vaginal canal. I want to be in your bed. I want to make love to you. And I was just like, it just felt inauthentic. It just felt like unreal, and it didn't make no sense. And then Ava, all of a sudden, she's gonna be like, okay, fine. Just so you know, it's just gonna be sex. Okay? We just gonna be on the floor. We're gonna be tootsie rolling. Okay? I'ma see the promised land. You gonna see the promised land. Everybody gonna get their own. I ain't looking for nothing serious. I don't want nothing. So light-skinned Benji Seveniga gonna be like, yes, let's do it. And then all of a sudden, sex scene. Sex scene. They done talk themselves into a sex scene. Now it's a sex scene. The music changes. We got different angles. Sex scene. Unannounced. Sex scene. And so after the sex scene is done, the next scene, it's in the morning. Pause. You say you don't want nothing serious. After he couldn't go home. He couldn't get him an Uber to go home or drive his truck back home. No. The baby spends the night, and when he spends the night, she's out here tiptoeing up out of, you know, the bedroom to come downstairs. And he's coming downstairs because Benji's still, light-skinned Benji Seveniga, he's still upstairs sleeping. And there's a good sis coming down the stairs. Guess who there? Dallas, who don't be and no Dallas. So Dallas is downstairs, that baby eating cereal. Now all of a sudden, Ava's energy, because now she done grew a pair of balls overnight. So now she's going back and forth. Leave my house. I'm a good woman. You don't have access to me. I done wasted my years with you. Leave my house. You're not going to do nothing. Leave my house. Da, da, da. And then Dallas going to be like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm going to give you another chance because now you and I going to be together. You asked for the divorce. No, that don't make no sense. Is this man mentally okay? Is he bipolar? Is he narcissistic? Nothing has been established. Nothing has been explained. He's just angry. He's yelling the whole time. Now he's yelling. He goes upstairs. And as he's going upstairs, she's chasing behind him. Dallas, get out of my house right now. Dallas, get out of my house right now. Dallas gonna be getting out of her house. And as soon as Dallas walks inside of the bedroom, sees Benji on the bed asleep, all of a sudden he gonna grab Benji, smack the bejesus up out of him. I'm talking about pow, 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 kung fu, pow, pow, pow. So now Benji, he gets woken up with the ass whooping. I'm talking about pow, pow, pow. This baby gathers his belonging. This baby gathers his bearing. And now it's a fight. The two of them are fighting. I'm talking about Benji's giving him the pumps. Pop, 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 pop. They fighting and she's standing in there just like, she's standing in there. And then Benji gonna put that baby in a little uppercut. And then this baby pass out. I'm talking about pass out. And as soon as the baby pass out, he gonna lay down on the floor. Now Eva gonna be like, get out of my house. I'm angry. Gonna drag Dallas, and don't be no Dallas. Gonna drag Dallas all the way down the stairs by herself. Tyler Perry, you mean to tell me Ava had the strength to drag down Dallas, who has passed out? And we all know when somebody passes out, they're a little bit more heavy. So she dragging him down the stairs all by herself. And she cussing out the whole time, So they drag him all the way. And then at one point, she like, help me, Benji, help me. They're going to grab, Benji going to grab Dallas like a bag of fufu, put Dallas inside of the car. And then she going to be like, get out. I don't want to see you again. She yelling. She walks back inside. And he's like, light-skinned Benji's like, are you okay? Like, do you need anything? She's like, no, I'm fine. Kisses him on the lips. And she says she's going to go to work. And I'm like, pause. I thought y'all was just going to cross the vaginal canals. What you mean now y'all like kissing each other in the lips? Y'all like kissing each other on the mouth? What is going on? That did not shake you. That did not startle you. Nothing. You just gonna go at the bank and be putting in numbers and the ATMs and all of the things. So then, as soon as that scene is done, simultaneously, Dallas done wake up from his little knockout, a little powwow that they done gave him by light-skinned Benji Save a Nigga. All of a sudden, he at the bank in the parking lot. Then the best friend gonna see him. Somehow he woke up just in time from Ava's house, but simultaneously made it to the job before Ava could even make it there, and he's parked down there. Now the best friend gonna be like, oh my gosh, Jimmy, come get Dallas. Jimmy, his entire role is to drop everything. I'm talking about drop it low. Drop everything he's doing to come ahead and get Dallas. That's his entire plot in this entire story. So now Jimmy comes and then Ava walks in. The best friend is like, girl, you gotta get a restraining order. She's gonna be like, no, I handled him. The best friend like, evidently not, because this baby is down over here, you know, down there at the bank. And she's like, what? He don't listen? What the hell? I'm not scared of him. Whatever the case is, she's not going to get no restraining order, no nothing. Jimmy comes trying to talk to Dallas. Dallas is mad because he's sick of this shit. Next, at that point, we find out that Dallas, there don't be no Dallas. Him and his brothers apparently done killed all of the cows that light-skinned Benji Save a Nigga owns. Benji gonna get a call from one of the sheriffs because all of his cows are dead. And I'm like, Dallas, what the cows got to do with this? How you gonna give the cows their Lazarus? Now they can't even move. What you mean? The cows ain't did nothing. Why the cows? Dallas, why you had to do that for the cows? Dallas don't know. The sheriff don't know. Light-skinned Benji Save a Nigga, he don't know. The daddy, who also was called somehow simultaneously, he don't know. Tyler Perry don't know. We don't know. But somehow, the movie and that scene done made it to my screen. So now, light-skinned Benji Save a Nigga gonna call Ava at the job, and then Ava's like, yo, I told you, this is just gonna be for sex for me. And he's like, yeah, I'm okay with that, but I still wanna see you tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to make sure that you're okay. Can I see you tonight? And it's like, okay, we're going to see tonight. Join us for the little hangout together they was trying to do. And so now, next scene is Ava, light-skinned Benji, seven nigga, and then we have Jimmy and the best friend together sitting at a patio. This is outside of whatchamacallit house. This is outside of the best friend's house. All of a sudden, Dallas shows up again. Dallas is popping on the phone like, oh, so you mean to tell me she know about Kelly? And I'm like, who Kelly? Also, you mean to tell me that this whole time you've been cheating on her, all this month you've been sleeping with Kelly? And then the best friend gonna whisper, yes, I know. And I'm like, what? Tyler, we couldn't get just one regular relationship. We had to get a Kelly. We couldn't get one black story, you know what I'm saying, where the niggas is just arguing about toilet seats, you know, who gonna watch the kids. We can't get that as an argument, like regular communication issues. We can't get that. We just gotta get cheating. Either you gonna get beat or you gonna get cheated on with Kelly. He done went and found Ava's mama down there at the Kroger's, okay? Done found Ava's mama down there at the Kroger's, and then gonna harass her, literally, you know, pushing her car, threatening, touching her, trying to like tussle her, cussing her out. Now, mind you, the whole time that's happening, you got two white women who were standing there doing nothing. And I'm like, that is accurate. Even in a Tyler Perry movie, y'all don't do right by us. That poor mama was there fighting for her life, fighting for her virginity, and we had Karen down here who just stood. You couldn't pick out your phone, call security, or run and get some help. She just stood there. Watch as this man was out here harassing Ava's mama, the first lady, down there at the Kroger's. She was over there, and then there was another one down the aisle, and none of them did nothing. And then, of course, Dallas was yelling, get over here, what are you looking at? And then they all go running, and poor mama was there in distraught. Distraught. Okay, distraught. And of course, because she don't want to tell her husband, because one thing about Preacher Daddy gonna risk his entire life, his salvation, and everything in between to defend his family. Okay, he done did it at the church by telling Dallas's mama that their boy was gonna go ahead and go to hell. That led to Dallas's mama to go ahead and pick up her baby with her boys with his neck stiff like this. Okay, because Preacher Daddy gonna do right by his family. Okay, so mama did not tell him nothing at all. Right? And so since mama did not tell him nothing at all, now the next scene is when they were at the party, and then Dallas came and talked about Kelly. So when Ava is leaving, driving with light-skinned Benji, seven nigga, the two of them are driving. Why she gonna get a call from the mama? Because the daddy done found out, because the Susan B. Anthony's, instead of them to go ahead and call the police so that they can get Dallas up out of there while he was harassing, okay, the first lady down there, the Kroger's, they did nothing, but they went to run their mouth, and they told Preacher Daddy, and then Preacher Daddy, when he done got home, he done grabbed his gun, okay? He done grabbed all his gun, and then he done stormed out of there, yelling at his wife like, why did you not tell me? I'ma go there and handle the things. So now mama crying, mama gonna call Ava, and then Ava gonna say, it's gonna take us an hour, 10 minutes, we gonna get there. That's the whole thing. So then at this point, now the daddy he gonna go ahead and shoot, pull out his gun, and he's like, Dallas, get out of here. So Dallas is out of there, coming out of the tree, and then we see Dallas's mama in a muumuu. So now they're going back and forth. You touch my wife, you disrespect my wife, this, that, and the third, I'ma shoot you. And then Dallas is like, you're not gonna do nothing. Daddy takes the gun, shoots it down, does not aim it at Dallas. And then all of a sudden, Dallas's brothers, all of them were just hiding and lurking behind the background. One of them had a gun, they had knives, some of them had a bat. And then they come, I'm talking about, they beat up Preacher Daddy. Okay? They beat up Preacher Daddy with his gun. They beat him and they shoot him on the leg. When they shoot him on the leg, the mama yells, enough! Yeah, stop! And as soon as the mama yells that in her mumu, all of them walk inside the house like nothing done happened. Okay? Next thing we see, now Ava and light-skinned Benji, they're going to drive on through, and then they see the daddy's truck. They go to the daddy's truck. They see the daddy sitting in the truck. Somehow he has passed out. And I'm like, who got him in the truck? Did he limp? Did he hop? Because they done beat him, they done shot his leg, and they left him on the floor, and all of them done went inside the house like nothing done happened. How that baby get in the car by himself? He don't know. Tyler don't know. Ava and light-skinned Benji save a nigga. He don't know either. We don't know. Okay? But somehow, that's the movie that Tyler done wrote, edited, co-produced, directed, did the scene, the sound, the screen, all the sunscreen. He applied it on the actors by himself. He did their nails. He did their wardrobe. He did the sound design, the set design. He even cooked them breakfast. Some bacon, egg, and cheese with some grits and some cantaloupe fruit. Because Tyler don't gonna hire nobody. Tyler not gonna hire nobody. He gonna do everything by himself to lead to this movie on my screen. So now Ava and light-skinned Benji, they find the daddy, they take him to the hospital. The mama is there, and then in the hospital, they're asking the doctor what's going on. The daddy's in a coma now. And I'm like, okay, I don't know medically how these things work, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Somehow the daddy's in a coma, he's unconscious. They call the sheriff. The sheriff is like, they can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless the daddy can wake up and tell them what done happened. Even down there at the Kroger's, there was no camera. There was no camera that could show y'all that Dallas was out here harassing the first lady, the woman of God down there at the Kroger's. There was no camera. You had two witnesses. The white lady that was standing here doing nothing. The other lady that was there also doing nothing. Both of them saw that. Nobody could testify. Okay? Nobody could come forth and testify and be like, okay, at the very least, let's detain, you know what I'm saying? Let's detain, what's his name, Dallas. Nobody, there was nothing. They had to wait for the daddy, preacher daddy, to wake up from his coma and tell them what done happened. Because they done needed evidence. As they're talking about this, Ava was seated in a corner. They were looking one way, and next thing you know, light-skinned Benji gonna turn around, and as soon as he turns around, Ava is not in the room. Pause. Don't nobody hurt her, because we know she be wearing stilettos. That she be going to bed with her stilettos. Nobody heard her exit. Somehow in a millisecond, not only was Ava up out of there, but as soon as light-skinned Benji chased behind her, she was gone in a truck. It's the little things. It's the little things that it has to compute. Tyler, it has to at a certain point, we gotta bring it together and make it make sense. You got to show your work. So now Ava leaves, and as she leaves, she on the phone calling Dallas. Did you hear my mama? Dallas said no. Did you hear my daddy? Dallas gonna say no. Okay, I'm going to the house, okay? And I'm gonna meet up with light-skinned Benji Save a Nigga, and he gonna make love to me, okay? Because the way he done unclogged my vaginal canal, okay? He done unclogged it in a way that you never were able to unclog, okay? He done crossed the canal in a way that you were never able to cross the canal. There was no traffic as he was crossing the canal. There was no turbulence as he was crossing the canal. It was green light. Ain't no stop sign, ain't no red light, ain't no yield light. When Benji light-skinned Save a Nigga was crossing my canal, I done made it to the promised land several times. Whole sweet black Jesus. So as he's saying that now, Dallas, that don't be no Dallas, is of course provoked that he mad. So now Dallas is in the house. They're having the most unnecessary and uncomfortable conversation that I've ever seen. he gonna say, so you've been cheating on me this whole time? She gonna say, the thing about a good woman is at a certain time, they have enough. And she was like, you never knew the real me. And I'm like, girl, I'm glad you said that because neither did we. Dallas don't know the real you. You did not know the real you. Tyler don't know the real you. We don't know the real you either. So I'm glad for once in that movie, we was on the same page. And then Dallas gonna be like, dang, so this Benji light-skinned nigga got you talking like that? That's not even you. That's not even how you talk. I'm like, good thing you say that too. Because that's not how you done talked. As far as I'm concerned, all throughout this movie, this is not how your character was developed. She was not developed to do that at all. Fragile, abused, hurt, low sense of self. In a matter of a week. Now you sitting in your house, doing this right here with a glass of wine, trying to convince me that somehow your spine is so straight that now you're going to sit in the same room with this man that I gave you kung fu multiple times in your life. And somehow you just have your balls, you just have all this confidence. Where did it come from? Dallas don't know. You don't know. We don't know. And we don't know because Tyler don't know either. So then she gonna ask, did you hurt my mama? Yes. Dallas gonna say, I hurt your mama. Did you hurt my daddy? Yes. I hurt your daddy. What you gonna do about it? Next thing you know, pow, a kung fu breaks down. Because in the Tyler Perry movie, it's just not gonna be alluded that a kung fu occurs. You gonna see a black woman get her ass beat every single time. So now he gonna grab her, smack her across the face. Sis is knocked down. How she gonna wake up and talk about, is that all you got? You not even a man. When Benji be crossing my canal, he be going in strong. Girl, he gonna get her, smack her again. Except this time he gonna open the fridge. Angels of Africa right now. He gonna open the fridge and he was like, oh, I always try to be like my daddy. Except my daddy was beating up on my mommy. So I had to kill him. Y'all remember in the beginning when he was by the toilet and he was like, she made me do it. I done killed him. This was supposed to be the thing that makes sense. That's supposed to connect the dots for us as to why he behaves the way he behaves. Please locate the sense. Please locate the sense. Because as I was sitting, I did not find it. She gets back up again and she's yelling. He grabs her again, smashes her across the room. Homegirl gets up, does not skip a beat. She's still talking. Tyler Perry, Angels of Africa right now. Bow your head. Please bow your head. A deliverance service. It is, at this point, it is crucial. It is crucial that you walk through a deliverance service. 1000% crucial. So then she gonna get up and then she gonna pick up her phone and be like, oh, my ex broke into my house, send help. I have a restraining order, send help. And as soon as, she puts her phone down, he gets up to try to beat her up again. She gonna grab one of the guns that her daddy done left for her. Click, 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 shoots Dallas. That is the end. According to Mr. Tyler D. Perry, that is how divorce happens in the black. Because the blacks, we're not arguing about, maybe finances, you know what I'm saying, maybe communication issues like every couple experience. We're not doing that. We getting our kung fu on to a husband that we done married who done killed his daddy because his daddy was beating up on his mama who only wears a muumuu, okay? To a woman who ain't had no balls but somehow grew enough balls within the span of a week. Even my laundry takes a time. Even my laundry, between me washing it, drying it, and folding it, it takes a little bit longer than it took Ava's personality to completely change in this entire movie. You know why? Because Tyler is the writer, editor, producer, co-founder, co-editor, the lights, the nail tech, the wardrobe, the sound, the chef, and all the technicalities of the movie. Angels of Africa right now. Tyler, Angels of Africa right now. Get Paula White. Please get Paula White. Paula Dean, is it Paula Dean or Paula? Every Paula that's ever existed, get everybody to call the Angels of Africa right now. What is, Tyler Perry, what is? Hey, enough. All jokes aside, enough. Please heal. Talk to somebody. TD Jakes, you be with the actors. Somebody lay hands on that baby. Somebody pray for my brother. This is unhealthy. And I hate that of all the people, he seems to be the one with the most resources. Can somebody hook up our good sis Issa Rae? Can somebody hook up our good sis, what's her name? Quinta Brunson. Can somebody hook up some people who be writing? Jordan Peele, is that his name? Can somebody hook up some people with some money? Okay, with the production team, with the studio. Tyler Perry has a whole Tyler Perry Studios. Can somebody hook up all these other people that be writing? The new show Supercell, people have been raving about it. I'm yet to watch it. But people are saying the writing is so good. It portrays black people. It portrays different things. Can somebody else be offered the resources? Because Tyler, we are tired. I don't think I have any more 2 hours in me for this again. As I was watching it, I knew this is what I was walking into. If this was supposed to be a suspense, there was no suspense. It was a mess. It gave off more like comedic. It gave off like a skit. This was giving a skit. I've seen TikTokers produce better skits that make more sense than this. Angels of Africa right now. All I can say about the movie is beautiful gowns. Everybody was beautiful. Black people in there, beautiful. Beautiful people. Beautiful gowns. Okay? The Deliverance. When is it going to be? Because I got to make sure I'm there. I got my calendar. Tell me the dates, Tyler. When is the Deliverance? We're going to get the Angels of Africa, the Angels of Asia. We're going to get the Angels of Europe. We're going to get the American Angels. We're going to get all the angels to lay hands on you. Right now. You know? Anyway, you guys, that's it on me for this movie. Comment down below. Did you watch the movie? What did you think about it? Am I missing something? Am I being too critical? I'm open to that feedback. Comment down below and let me know. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. Also, check out my other review of the Mea Culpa, the Tyler Perry movie that I did. I'm going to leave it somewhere right here. Check it out as well. You know what I'm saying? Do the things and let it do what it do. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Bye, Z's.